Good morning! It is day 6 of the Master Cleanse for me, and I have to do some things here in the kitchen, so I thought I would make a little video and share this with you guys. So the first thing that I gotta do in the morning is the saltwater flush. So I have this fantastic purple cup, 2 cups of water. I will pour the water into the cup, just so. I will find my single teaspoon, which is right here. Single teaspoon. Teaspoon. And I will get my sea salt, sans iodide. That means no. No iodide. And I'll pour it here in my little teaspoon. You want a level teaspoonful of salt. Add it to the mix. Whoa, disgusting. It's gonna be tasty if you like salt. If you really like salt and you like the ocean, like how it tastes, you're probably gonna like that a whole lot. Oh, that's so good. Ah, yeah. Okay. Next thing, step 2. Chug this motherfucker. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so now we do another one of those. All right, another 2 cups of water. Oh God, apparently these measurements are precise. The idea being that, boy, that this, the salinity of the water. I don't know why I just cleaned out the salt from the last one. That doesn't make any sense. The level of salt in the water will keep it from being absorbed by your body, which makes it sort of aerodynamic, shall we say. All right, so we got 2 cups into the purple cup. Purple makes it taste better, I found. And then a little teaspoon, a little stir, just a little stir, that's all it is. Stir it up, mix it up a little bit, change it up. What are we going to get this time? I wonder. It smells salty. Oh, the second one is much more difficult. Mainly because you kind of feel like, really? How could my stomach possibly hold all of that liquid at the same time? Actually, this is a great example. I'm just going to stop. Because, a lot of people think that this, for a lot of people, this saltwater stuff is so gnarly. They've just got to get it down, and stare in the mirror and, like challenge themselves just to get through it. It's not that bad for me. I don't know why. Probably I'm weird. That's my best bet. I'm gonna stop mid chug here and work on my lemonade for the day. I've got these 2 fantastic glass containers. I could just barely, almost maybe fit the whole days in one, but it would be a little full, so I use 2. Alright, so I start with my water. I need 7.5 cups of water total, and we just want to split that between the 2 glass containers. Okay, so my water is equally divided between the 2 containers. Lemons. Lots of lemons. I've gone through 30 lemons so far. And the first day the first couple days, I used this little tiny little lemon juicer torture device thing for the lemons. And that ended up torturing me, I think, more than anything else. 3/4 of a cup of lemon juice and 3/4 of a cup of maple syrup, grade B organic. And that's going to be split evenly between the two containers. Woo! We have our first containers, lemon juice. Fantastic. Only 4 lemons this time. So I'm using much larger lemons, which is pretty cool. I have these very tiny lemons, just taking 6 lemons per on average. But this doesn't take very long. Oh, somebody's forgotten about something. We're gonna chug the rest of the salt water. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, okay, well. So that's fantastic. And people have different experiences in learning from reading stuff online. Some people are like, holy crap, literally 10 minutes after they drink their saltwater flush, they're having an issue. I know that I am not going to be in dire straits for a while, so I'm cool. Sit over here, carve up my little lemons. Boom. Almost. And we have a winner. Lemon juice. Fantastic. Okay, now I need the maple syrup. And I'll tell you one thing, living in Los Angeles, it has been a bear. It's been like the biggest challenge actually in the whole thing has just been finding organic grade B maple syrup at all, anywhere in the stores. I guess it really is that popular of a thing to be doing in Los Angeles in January, award season, New Year's resolutions, all this stuff. So, so that's pretty crazy. I went to 2 different stores. The first store was sold out on day 1. The second store, I got like the last 2 bottles, and then last night I had to go back out for reinforcements. I just took pot luck. I didn't know, which store's going to have anything. And there again, I got the last 2 bottles. But that was back to the first store, which had since stocked, and then had their stock depleted, and I took the last 2 bottles. So that's pretty crazy. I think it's pretty crazy. All right, so that happened to be perfect. That's great. Love it when it works out that way. Same deal. It's a 3/4 cup total between the 2 containers. 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to be breaking open my new jar of grade B organic maple syrup. I've had to try 3 different brands because again, I can't find a store that has enough syrup for me, let alone in the same brand. But certainly that shouldn't matter. And just to repeat more stuff for people, it's all over the internet. The reason you use grade B as opposed to grade A or log cabin or whatever, we're talking about natural maple syrup that has not had all of the minerals stripped from it. And those minerals are really important when you're doing a cleanse like this, or you're just, let's be honest, drinking lemonade for 10 days. So it's good to be getting some, you're not just getting sugar, but you're getting some important minerals from the syrup. And I'm pretty much done there. The last thing is to stir it up, if you know what I mean. And I'm just going to pick a giant, ridiculous serving spoon, if it'll fit. Oh, failed. Failure. Where? Hey, you know what we do? You know what we do? Boop. That's a patented tough love, flip flop trick right there. The back end of the spoon. That's my official tip. Anyway, seriously, that's it. It's done. So it didn't take very long. So I take a glass full of ice. Add lemonade. repeat all day until it's done. That's my story. Cool. So I'm on day 6. I'm headed towards day 10. And, you know, I actually had the energy to get up and do this instead of just like, you know, stumble into the kitchen and get this happening as fast as I can. I set up a camera and stuff. So it might be my unicorn day. I don't know. It might be my unicorn day. And if you haven't seen my first video about this, I was told that doing a master cleanse would eventually turn me into a unicorn. That I would have rainbows coming out of my ass, and that I would feel shiny and brand new, and like I could fly. So I guess that I'm actually feeling pretty good this morning, which is pretty fantastic. Day 2 was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Watch my day 2 video, and I hated it. I was not happy. Now I've done this. Now I just clean up my mess. I put my science experiment looking food in the fridge, and that's the thing. Oh, I should acknowledge something. Where's the cayenne pepper? I'm not doing cayenne pepper. The short answer is the person whose story convinced me to do this whole thing, he was advised by his nutritionist that he didn't need to do the cayenne to still get benefits. I don't know what I'm missing, necessarily. Honestly, until I do it again with cayenne, there's no way that I will know what I am missing. It just seems to me that I'm still seeing benefits from it. All the other things that are supposed to be happening seem to be happening. I'm not doing the cayenne. And I strongly suspect that the absence of the cayenne pepper is part of why this drink is fine for me. I don't dislike it. I like cayenne pepper. I don't like drinking spicy drinks, so I think I think it's actually really helping me stay with it that I don't have the cayenne pepper in there. And certainly for all the stimulation that's supposed to happen, saltwater flush and the smooth move tea at night, and all that is doing what it's supposed to do, not to get too gross, you know. So that's my story. Let me know how it goes.